Hi, I'm Christina and I'm one of the Blue Hacks co-leads and a member of Blue DAO, and Blue Hacks is working on creating starter repos that can help you be successful at Web3 hackathons. So today I'm starting with Coinbase Wallet. They're a frequent sponsor of Web3 hackathons, including ETHBogota, which is coming up at the time of recording this video. So I'm hoping that this repo can help you get a head start on figuring out how to connect your wallet to your dApp to allow a user to use their Web3 wallet to interact with your website. So I already have my terminal opened up into the directory that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using Next.js and React in this tutorial. So I'm going to start by creating a Next app. And it's going to prompt me for a name, and I'm going to call this Coinbase Demo. And it's going to take a few seconds to set everything up for me. I'll enter that new folder, and I am going to open this in VS Code now. And for the remainder of the tutorial, I'm just going to be using VS Code, including for terminal. So I'm just going to use this here. Great. And to continue, I will need to download a few dependencies. So those are ethers and a few packages from Web3 React Core, and you can find these listed in the repository associated with this demo. So some packages start popping up in my node modules folder. Cool. And next I'm gonna actually just test my app out and make sure that it's coming up on localhost when I run the app. And to do that, I'm going to type the command npm run dev, and my localhost should now be started up, which I can confirm by looking at that default Next.js code. And it looks really big because I've zoomed in so y'all can see everything that I'm working on. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to go straight to my index.js, which currently contains all of this starter Next.js code, and I'm going to delete it all and rename my div just to something generic for my styling. Cool, and when a user goes to connect their wallet, for now I just want to display a prompt and a button that allows them to connect their wallet. So, oops, I'm going to have an H3 that says, please connect your wallet to proceed. And a button below that says connect wallet. And when I click this button, I want something to happen. So I'm going to create a method called connect wallet. And for now, when the user tries to connect their wallet, it's just going to say connecting wallet in our console. And I can test that out by popping out my console here. Oop, and it looks really ugly right now, so let me just refresh. Okay, and when I click connect wallet, you can see this getting logged to the console. Cool. So next what I want to do is display slightly different output depending on whether or not the wallet is connected. And I haven't done any of the work yet to wire in Coinbase Wallet, so this isn't going to work yet fully. But I'm going to create a state variable that keeps track of whether or not Coinbase Wallet is connected. So to do that, I need to import useState from React. And then I'm going to create a state variable called isConnected. And by default, the user's wallet is not connected. And I want to display a different message here depending on whether or not the user's wallet is connected. So I'm going to check whether is connected is set to true. And if the wallet is already connected, I'm actually just going to output wallet successfully connected. And if the user's wallet has not been connected yet, that's when I'm going to display the message that I already created. And similarly, I only want to output this button when the user's wallet isn't connected, because there's not really an action for the user to take if their wallet has already been connected. So So I'm going to enclose this and I'll say is connected. And actually I want to ensure that is connected is set to false in order to display this button. And I can see how this looks now when I'm assuming that the user's wallet is not connected, but if I just toggle this state variable to see what will happen if the user's wallet is connected, cool, that looks great. And I am going to create a new file called style.css. All right, so next I'm gonna add a little bit of styling in. As you can see, this is currently pretty hard to look at, and we're gonna improve that slightly. So I've already created the style.css file in my styles folder, and in order to wire that in, I need to import it in my app.js. And I've already created some styling here. Cool. So I actually need to add a class name to my button called myButton. Great. So what I've done in my styles.css is centered things, added some margins and padding, and updated some coloring for my Connect Wallet button. And you can find this all in the GitHub repo. And the next thing I'm going to do is add in a connector that references Coinbase Wallet. So I'm going to create a new folder called utils, and then within that I'll create a file called connectors.js. And this is a file where you can keep any of the wallet connections that you want to use. So that can include MetaMask, Wallet Connect, and today Coinbase Wallet. So to start off, I need to import the wallet link connector from Web3 React. And then next I am going to create this client. And I'm going to need to pass in a few parameters, which are the URL and app name. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do is create an environment variable corresponding to your Infura API key, and I've already done that, but I'm going to keep that private. But for your reference, it should look something like this, and you can log on to infura.io to generate one of these API keys if you don't have one already. And this will allow your code to interact with the RPC node within Infura. And next, I'm going to add an app name, which for me is Coinbase Demo. Great. Okay, and then in addition, I actually need to export this. So I'm going to create an object called connectors. And I could have just exported this wallet link, but I'm going to set this code up nicely for you to be able to add in additional wallets if you'd like to. Okay, cool. So now I'm exporting this client that allows me to interact with Coinbase Wallet, and I need to update my code that actually uses this by starting in app.js. I need to do a few imports, and then I need to wrap my module with the Web3 React provider. So I'm going to replace this. Cool. And in order for Web3 React provider to work properly, we'll need to pass a value for get library. So I'm going to create this method called get library. This is all, I'm doing this all very quickly, but you can again, copy and paste this from the repo. And I need to pass this in as a parameter. Now that we have wired in this Web3 React provider, we should be able to access this connector that we created in connectors.js from the index.js file. Cool. So what I'm going to do next is add in a few imports. I'm going to add an import for use Web3 React, and also an import referencing the connector that I just created for Coinbase Wallet. And I'm also going to pull in this method from Web3 React called activate, which will allow us to actually activate Coinbase Wallet. And like I already have all of my setup here. I'm displaying different messages depending on whether the user's wallet is connected. and I have a variable keeping track of whether or not our wallet is connected. So now I just need to finish filling everything out so that once I click Coinbase, or once I click Connect Wallet, I actually see a prompt to connect my wallet. Cool. So let's see, I'm going to actually create a try catch that allows us to handle any error that happens when we attempt to call activate. So just from the get-go, I'm going to create a try catch that wraps everything. And I'm going to log that error if needed. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fill out the try block that handles whether or not the user's wallet is connected, assuming that there are no errors. So if the user's wallet is not connected, that's when we want to perform actions that connect the user's wallet, right? So I'm going to call this activate method that I pulled in using the connector that I constructed in connectors.js. And then I am going to set is connected to true. And otherwise, I'm going to give the user an alert. Wallet is already connected, because we already should not be displaying a button when the user's wallet is already connected. So if there's any case where this method is entered when the user's wallet is not connected, there is something wrong. So we'll just have an alert pop up. Okay, and I was getting this error that I wasn't sure about, but I just need to add async here, and we should be good. Okay, let's go ahead and test it out. So now when I click Connect Wallet, ta-da, I should see a pop-up from my Coinbase Wallet extension that allows me to connect. Nice. And unfortunately, I couldn't find a way for a user to click Disconnect Wallet with their Coinbase Wallet in your site. You may need to actually use your browser extension in order to do that, but we have a working dApp, and now if you've built a Web3 dApp for a hackathon, you should be able to reference a user's wallet in order to perform different operations on your site. The pop-up will come back up for users to sign messages, confirm transactions, etc. Now when they interact in your site. So I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial and are able to get some use out of the GitHub repo that we've created. And good luck at future hackathons.